I'm not Githyanking your chain. It's time to play Lae'zel.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars, featuring one of your favorite babes from Baldur's Gate. It's Lae'zel Githyanki Warrior. Now, if you've seen Lae'zel in Paper Magic, you might be a little confused because this is a completely different card. Lae'zel in Arena is about entering the battlefield and specializing. Specialize is as if your card had 6 different faces. Its base face, and then the 6 different specializes. Well, 5 plus the base. So each color has a different specialize, and you specialize into the color of the card or land that you discard. It has to be the basic land type. When you have a specialized commander, you can choose a color. I chose blue, which means that my deck is white and blue, and it's a blink deck. It's a really fun blink deck, though, because it has lots of ways to get additional enter the battlefield triggers from Lae'zel, and of course all of the other really good cards in the deck. Lae'zel herself is in white, getting, mana value of 3 or less permanents, which is half the deck. And in blue, it's any creature from your opponent's deck. It's the same ability that's on Clone Crafter, and it's really fun because it's very chaotic, and, I like to roll them bones, see what I can get. I love playing my opponent's cards. This is one of my favorite things to do in Arena. In this deck, you're going to notice that we have a lot of great enter the battlefield, draw a card, gain life, interrupt your opponent's hands, make clones of things. We've got so many different cards with different abilities that you can really mess up your opponent's game plan with the flexibility of those cards. In fact, some of these cards have multiple modes to help you get as much as you can out of them in the blink. So what do we use to blink? We have a bunch of one-off spells like Ephemerate, Cloudshift, some of them that can be cast a couple times like Momentary Blink, and then we have blink engines. Some of them have requirements like OG. Some of them are each end step like Teleportation Circle, Thassa, and of course Soulherder, who's just nasty good. And the enter the battlefield abilities we have range from destroying almost anything to bringing back those 3-drops. We've got so many great cards, including some new cards. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Virtue of Knowledge. This is a Panharmonicon for this deck. And don't worry, we're also running Panharmonicon, the Elishnorn Mother of Machines. We've got a lot of great cards, only a few counterspells interspersed in here just to keep the tempo going, and some real enter the battlefield synergy for Lae'zel. So we're going to take her into the queue, and we're going to ETB once, twice, thrice, however many times we need. Up against the first Sliver! Okay, so the first Sliver is probably not actually a Sliver deck, but it might be. There's a chance that they are actually factually a Sliver typal deck. It's a very low chance, but it's a chance. It's a chance I'm willing to take, because I would really prefer to play against a Slivers deck. Thinking like, do I need to run this down? Getting the Scry is pretty nice there. Is it a 0% chance? I would say it's like a 5% chance that the first Sliver deck is actually a Slivers deck and not 5-color good stuff. I bet that you could go through our match history against Slivers and just figure out which ones had Emergent Ultimatums in them. An Ornithopter Paradise. We could kill that. This is land, but it comes in tapped. Still take that. Honestly, I could use the Clone Crafter to try and determine what kind of creatures they have in their deck. Oh yes, there's also the third kind of Sliver deck, which this one definitely isn't. Which is the Tybalt's Trickery Cultivator Colossus deck, which is just a silly little pile of garbage. Going to blink this. They'll be able to get out the first Sliver next turn. Oh, good. Removal and land. I want land. Hello, first Sliver. You have all the mana you could ever want. 5. Okay, they got more ramp. Lantern of Revealing. Uro. I'm still standing by. This could still be a regular, normal, happy deck. Now, I don't think it is. But we'll find out. These things are already tapped. I'm just setting up for silly times. Boop, boop. Blink the Prince. Yeah. This works the way I want it to. We blink this to Guardian Evangel. And we get it back during their end step. And that means at the beginning of the next end step, we'll have to discard the generated copy that's in our hand. Yeah, so far this is just 5 color. Just 5 colors. This is Charming. It's Charming Prince, not Charming Scoundrel. Though he is a bit of a charming scoundrel. How charming is he really? He's pretty charming. Look, he's a charm. He could scry, blink, and gain life. Oh, hi, Nicol Bolas. The Ravager. I'll drop Momentary Blink because we can actually cast it from the graveyard. It has flashback. Also, it's definitely 5 color. Good stuff. How embarrassing. We tap. Now I can just keep doing that and making more of these. Which kind of makes me happy. Having a never-ending supply of Guardian Evangels. We want to make this even bigger. So we blink. And we use that blink to blink again. And now we have the Touch the Spirit Realm and Fateful Absence available as well, just like in case we need them. They have so much mana, and it's in every color. Emergent Ultimatum. Not exactly a card I like, but not like I can do much about it. Let's see what they hit off of it. Yeah, unfortunately, this card is just kind of 7 mana, grab like 30 mana of the goods. They got Omni, Lily, Vorinclex. Should be able to time this, right? Because I've got my Fateful Absence here. Vorinclex lands on the battlefield. He dies. They can tap him for 1 mana. Hopefully they can't protect him, though. And if Liliana minuses, we'll drop an Evangel and a Prince. Gonna make a zombie. Gonna get more blockers. Here comes our other Guardian of Angel. We'll get tapping. Boop. And we'll get tapping. Make another copy in hand. If I don't get a land, I can tap down 2 more things. Or tap down 1, exile another. Hello? You want to tap it in response with your relic? Opponent. You roping? Are you roping? Bro, come on. Bro, pick it up. Did your 5-color good stuff? Did your win the game combo get interrupted? By stinky blinkies? Bro. Bro. Oh, I can tell they're here. I saw them hovering. They're looking. They're thinking. Alright, sweet. We tap. We tap. We tap again. We swing with everything. They have to block the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing. And we still deal 9 damage and they die. So yes, we win the game. They were just roping because they're little salty sassafrases. Aragorn, the Uniter, a 4-color commander who's kind of difficult to play against just because of the sheer access of spells that can be played. Aragorn cares about the color of the spells that you're casting, and gets a better ability with more and more colors to the spells being cast. For example, if you cast a green spell, you make something really big until end of turn. Red deals direct damage to your opponent, blue scries, and white makes a 1/1 token, which is great to put the +4/+4 onto. My personal favorite version of Aragorn is the Gruul Aragorn, focused in those 2 colors, because you can get very silly. Speaking of silly, what's towards the elf? No ramp for you. We have a wash away for whenever they do get to Aragorn. Ooh, this might actually be a Gruul Aragorn deck. Yeah, I have a matching avatar for my deck. Do you like it? Zelvala, more ramp. I guess I should probably hold the wash away for their commander for Aragorn, rather than throw down Lae'zel or get some ramp off the Solemn Simulacrum. Hi, Zelvala. Zelvala currently generates a net 1 mana, but she can essentially turn 1 green mana into the blue and red or blue and white that they need in order to cast their commander here. Ooh, there's some extra blue. They could just transform this into red-white. Ah, Inquisitor Captain. I'll still counter that. Nice. And bounce Zelvala back into hand to set them back on mana. Selvala now costs 4 mana. So they could spend this turn playing her again. Ooh, Bloodbraid Elf. They cascade into a Mox Amber. Once they get a legend down, such as this or this, they'll be able to tap that for some mana. I don't have a way to blink you right now, so yeah, I'll trade. Nice, we have the One Ring. Lae'zel will come down, and I do not have a way to specialize her because I would need a blue or white card in hand or a basic land of those types, which I just don't have. Ideally, by the way, I'm always specializing into blue. White is the value specialize for her, and I would rather steal from my opponents than just get value with, you know, personal choice. Hello, Gwenna. Ooh, we've got our Charming Prince. I could specialize into white, or I could try and draw something in blue. I'll use the One Ring. This will also give me protection. We draw. There's a blue card. We'll use that. We specialize into the Illithid Thrall. Oh my gosh, look, we got a 1-drop. We got Elvish Mystic. Love it when we get some value. Ooh, okay. Gwenna's tapping for mana. Here comes Aragorn. So Aragorn's red ability and green abilities will not be as useful here. No blocks. I have protection. Dink! We lose a life, and I'm gonna draw more cards! Got my Solemn Simulacrum. No, this is not the largest creature. I'll get a basic. Throw it into play. I'll attack with Lae'zel. You take 6. I know you have 1 mana up. And I know what I've got. The desire to blink. So I will blink. I'm going to blink Lae'zel, even though this gets rid of my ability, like the passive on here. And it's all in the name of value. We stole Captain Eberhart. So this is Naya Aragorn. Once upon a time, somebody's gonna get dummy thick. Oh, hey, Jarsel, with the +4/+4. They got a Hajar. Nice, I could give these indestructible. Also deals 3 to my face and gives another +4/+4. Currently, Selvala is able to tap for 7 mana. You have to, like, put 1 in. You get 9 out currently. Could be Aragorn Legends, yeah. A lot of Legends. That doesn't really fit with these two, though. Thankfully, we have an excellent pair of chump blockers here. The Mystic is also... We can just toss her in the way of things. Oh, a Shock! Voice of Resurgence. That will punish me if I play things on their turn. Gwenna's getting chunky. Also, when this dies, they get a super good token. There's nothing for Jarsel to replay. It's like Aragorn, Jarsel, and Gwenna are all swinging in. Do I care enough about killing one of these? Trading my commander? Or just killing Jarsel because I want to kill Jarsel. I am going to block Aragorn. And channel Iganjo. Four damage plus 3 first striking. That's totally fine with me. I was saying, like, I'm willing to trade Lae'zel so I can get her enter the battlefield again. We do not want to remove the specialize. Draw a card. Yes, please. Oh, nice. Wandering Emperor. The Wandering Emperor and Yorion. Go ahead and get my card draw in here. We get our tap in. Wandering Emperor. Exile Aragorn. Oh, wow. I can duplicate that from you, too. Draw a card. Oh, I'm the biggest on the battlefield. Yay! Oh, cute. I'm going to blink you, and you. They get their Voltaic Brawler back. Gonna put an end step stop because things are gonna get really weird with priority. Everything comes back from Yorion. We're going to exile Yorion. We're going to exile Selvala. And since Wandering Emperor has re-entered the battlefield, I will also be exiling Gwenna.
This is what you get for hurting my people.
Taking out some of their mana sources. We have these two little blockers here. I guess I can draw a card. Sure, I'll draw a card. Nice. And then during their end step, Yorion will come back. And our opponent's going to leave the game because we have a Yorion loop set up and tons of value to gain from it. Never mind the us doubling enter the battlefield starting next turn using Virtue of Knowledge. Looks pretty good for us. Good game. Chandra! Hope's Beacon! She doubles spells, she adds mana, and she can deal damage to 2 targets at a time. She's very scary. This Chandra is, like, actually a very, very impressively designed card. It can do a lot, and it's very hard to play against if it manages to get on the battlefield and stick around for a turn, or just get down, add 2 mana, and then cast whatever big spell there happens to be. I expect there to be a good amount of ramp and removal in this deck, and we will do our best to get around it by being tricky, maybe attacking their hand with cards like Vendilion Click. So what we can do is go to their turn and do it then. We wait until they draw. We take a peek at their hand. We say, hey. And they can kill the click in response. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Fall of Krug. So they have some land destruction that they want to double. They don't have a land this turn, though, so they have 4 mana to work with. That means they're either going to be doing Seize the Spoil or Soul or Fable of the Mirror Breaker here, so I'm going to do that, and let's see if that gave them a land. Somebody in chat is asking click, not click. Click. That's how you pronounce this, unless you're specifically British, and then it's click. In which case, I don't care. I'm American. So they did manage to get a land off that. That means that they will have enough mana to cast a whole bunch of spells. But this mana can only be used... Oh, they didn't go for removal. Can only be used for abilities, non-artifacts, or artifact spells and things like that. So we can vibe, we can chill, we can hang. Even if they did manage to get a land, that's all right. I'm holding my wash away for their commander. Oh, a 6th mana! Do you want to use your really cool spells? Or do you want to wait to double them with Chandra? Nope, they want to destroy my creatures. And we go with the temple. Finding a land. A land seems actually fine to me, just with what I currently have. Do you have any artifact spells? Or other fun abilities you can use this for? Or is this just a 5-mana draw 2? They could have also used it to kill things, but they knew that they'd be able to kill 2 things, because these sets had 1 toughness. Seize the spoils! I could be rude and counter this. I am not going to. I would much rather hold my counterspell for Chandra. Great. Could play Teferi too, cut them off from things, or just Solemn Simulacrum. Gets me a bit of guaranteed ramp. And I could get a little bit of white mana. Got a good mix of mana sources here. Solemn Simulacrum. Sure is a 4-drop. It's great for blinking and during end steps, though. The Chandra does not resolve. We wash away the Chandra. But they can try again next turn. They do have enough mana. They could also use some of that mana to kill the Solemn Simulacrum. Or play their own Solemn Simulacrum. You would dare? They would. Well, we could go ahead and put that in jail. We could also hit that Cold Steel Heart. $24. Don't feel the need to keep this alive. Draw a card. Oh, Sun Titan. Come on down, big boy. Welcome to the party. So Sun Titan is killable using Chandra, either just plussing and doubling up one of these spells, or just casting 2 spells. My guess is they're going to double up some of these spells to take these out. Oh, I guess they could also minus the Chandra, since they got a bit of extra mana here. Yeah, I think that this works better. Get yourself some filtering, too. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana to work with. That's enough to cast the 2 spells we can see. Doubling up Volcanic Spite. Ooh, throwing something back to the bottom of their deck. The Sun Titan is dead. And Chandra has 7. 7! Oh my gosh, so much loyalty. Spiteful Banditry, X equals 1, takes this out and gives them a treasure. The Karn's Bastion allows them to proliferate. They can't deal damage to any targets, which is kind of tough. We have to look for some removal. That's a land. Land is fine, too. Do I really want to double it? Sure, why not? It'll give them more tokens when these leave the battlefield. Abelford, there are only 2 cards that have different art for each of their specializations. Those 2 cards are Clement and the green lady who I revealed and I should probably know the name of because I'm the one who introduced the card. They actually had me introduce the mechanics for Historic Horizons. Locamina, that's her name. It's because they're both the original cards that were created for Historic Horizons Baldur's Gate rather than things from the Baldur's Gate series. Lae'zel is actually the only one of the companion cards that got any special art. I'd tell you why if I knew, but I don't. Yeah, she just got one. It's a nasty one. You destroying another one of my lands? Oh, you want a ghost quarter? I mean, that's fine. I'll take a quarter of ghost. Don't mind me, just gonna see what I can draw. Pop that illusion back into hand. Still looking for Chandra removal. Failing to find Chandra removal. Let's find out what kind of creatures they have, though. I'm gonna bolt in Emeria. Specialize Lae'zel into blue. We're gonna make a copy of a random creature from their deck. Oh! Well, that's an Ulamog. Wait, how much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess if I get a basic land, then we can start pogging and mogging. Tentacles beget tentacles. So we'll take 2 spells to get rid of Lae'zel. Yeah, we found our Chandra removal. Yep, I will blink in response. They can also just minus Chandra after. Let's see what we also... By the way, you can hit the same card twice. Sundering Titan. So I guess this is a big red deck. They found a Kayla's Kindling. That's a really great card. Demolish. They could destroy some land. Strangle. Using Strangle and Kindling would take out Lae'zel. I think they can only use 1 card from each set of 3. So, like, they could use Demolish or Strangle or this mountain. Or this mountain or this mountain. Or this Kayla's Kindling. Oh, they went for my face. -6, maybe? Nope, they're plussing. Smashing success. It's more land destruction. They can absolutely do that. It does set me further away from Ulamog, though, which is a bummer. Now I need 2 lands for the Ulamog. Oh, look, and we even found that right there. I will swing at Chandra. I will swing at Chandra. Thank you. It's saying that you can use the 2 mana for this. I'm going to use the Wandering Emperor to put an extra +1/+1 counter onto Lae'zel. So she deals 8 damage instead of 6.
I'm home. Show them how weak we die. And you can't snuff my flames. You won't win.
And hope that they don't get anything too good off of Kayla's Kindling. I couldn't blink all these with Yorion. I think that that's fine. I'm not doing that much else with the blink right now. I'll reset the counter on this in order to steal another card.
Still have much to learn.
Decline. Alright, and I need to put a stop here, because otherwise it might miss that. I'm going to go wide rather than tall.
Tend with me. We must
And we steal Goldspan Dragon! Oh, I love Goldspan Dragon! Kayla's Kindling will show them a bunch of good spells in red and let them choose one from among 3. They got Banefire! Oh, wait, can Banefire just kill me here? Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Chandra doubling. Oh, that's game. We died a double Banefire. What's a girl to do? Die? Sounds right. Can they figure out that 10 times 2 is 20? Will they instead not to do that? No, they figured out. Okay, great. They figured out. Nice work. GG. Emo-di, Celebrant of Bounty. This hand has a lot of great cards in it, but with 3 mana, this is tough. There's a good chance I will draw a 3-drop, since it is the most common mana cost in my deck. But up against Emo-di, that's risky. I'm going to keep this, but I felt that it's important to explain we have a good chance of drawing something that costs 3 or less, but it's not guaranteed. Oh, but they're ramping. It's kind of what Emo-di decks do. They ramp. Well, if they try to throw her down, at least I could stop it. She wouldn't be coming down this turn, though. She'd be coming down next turn. That said, I'll memory lapse this, since they might not have another land in hand. If they don't, we can cut them off from their commander this turn. Dang, they had a land. I think you go for Emo-di. Oh, they disagree. They're going for the Invasion of Zendikar. Brings them up to 7 mana. I can get the Nightclub Bouncer here to interrupt whatever they happen to be playing. Wander's Enclave. You don't have a creature of power 4 or greater. You don't have any creatures at all. This turns into a creature if they hit it. Fastwitch Surge. They're just ramping. And ramp they have. Like a lot. This is so much ramp, bro. Please play something. Yeah! Like that! And we throw it back into their hand. Excellent. Finally! We get to do some goofing! Elesh Norn is going to double my Enter the Battlefields and turn off their Enter the Battlefields. A lot of big rampy cards do have Enter the Battlefield abilities. Good examples of that would be like Cavalier of Thorns or Titan of Industry. Very strong Enter the Battlefield abilities. But Elesh Norn says no. You're not allowed to have those. Even Invasion of Zendikar. That's an Enter the Battlefield ability. got 10 mana. You gonna Ulamog or something? That's on cast. That would still work. Here comes Emo-di. Cascades into... Is it a Lotus Cobra? No, Elysian Caryatid. I will never say the name of this thing right. I'll never learn how to say it right. They settle the wilds. Okay, so they were trying to find an 11 drop. Bro, you don't have an 11 drop. You don't have anything that costs 11. They could cast the Fetch quest on the Bramble Familiar. That could be cool. It'll pretty much give them the choice of whatever the best creature, enchantment, or land is from the top 7 cards of their library. Okay, here comes the Fetch quest. Oh my gosh, we actually are so good here. The creatures they got, unimpressive. This one's entirely based on Enter the Battlefield ability. The lands they got, you may as well get a Llanowar Elf. Nice Fetch quest, you silly little raccoon. He's like, yip, 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 yip. Yip, 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 yip. Relentless is Rats is not playing a Relentless Rat deck. No, they're playing a Velomachus Lorehold deck, which may be kind of like a Rat deck, in that it might be a deck with a lot of copies of the same card. Maybe some Dragon's Approach. We won't know until they start casting spells. I am going to grab white mana since pretty much everything in my hand is white. Nice. Charming Prince. Do a little bit of scrying for me. Cyclonic Rift and Elite Spellbinder. I'm going to pop back the Rift. Take the Spellbinder because having information on their hand I think is going to be very, very important. It certainly could be Velomachus, just good spells. This dragon, by the way, when it attacks in, looks at the top cards of the deck, top 7, and then cast a spell. Okay, so that's a Molten Impact. Just some good removal. Let's see what else you got. Also, the next instant or sorcery they cast will deal damage. Okay, yeah, no, this is just, the spells. Nice. I'll hit Worn Power Stone. Make your mana rock worse. If they'd like to, they could cast Seize the Spoils to kill Elite Spellbinder with the 2 extra damage. Yeah, when this attacks in, though, look at the top 7, and currently it's cast a spell that costs 5 or less. If they get Outflowering the White Tree, it'll actually be 7 or less. And just like a neat thing there. I'll play the Welcoming Vampire. She says, hey, welcome. Would you like to use your 5 mana? Oh, nice! It's Goldspan Dragon! When that swings in, it'll get them a treasure, and that treasure can tap for 2 rather than 1. Makes the Goldspan Dragon have sack it, get 2 mana, but it has to be 2 mana of the same color. Powering of the White Tree. No, Cold Steel Heart, they're ramping. They want to get Velomachus out. At least, eventually. I kind of do want a Goldspan Dragon. Yeah, I do want a Goldspan Dragon. If they try to Justice Strike it, we wait until it gives us the treasure, and then we do some silly blinky stuff. The Goldspan swings in. They get another 2 mana. That gives them 7 for Velomachus. But it would be Velomachus post-combat. He's got haste. You may as well play him next turn. Hot Flame Duelist! Trying to decide if I want to Ephemerate. And then do this, like, blink both of them. I definitely want to blink. If they target this, though, we'll get more mana for the Momentary Blink. Just keep blinking, just keep blinking. And what's great about this blink is it also blanks! It's a blink blank! I would still like to be a Goldspan Dragon. And we will Ephemerate to get more mana, since Ephemerate will not really impact this. It does have haste. I'm still a Goldspan Dragon. I'm just a Goldspan Dragon that's, like, entered and left the battlefield a lot. Swing in with these two. I have 2, 4, 6, 10 mana. Nice. I like having 10 mana. That feels good. Let's use Teferi. Yes, Teferi. To throw Goldspan Dragon back into their hand. Since now they don't have enough mana for Velomachus, since this isn't tapping for 2. OG! I want to play Lae'zel. I want to play my commander. We draw a card. It is a land. Nice. And I'm going to specialize into blue, which means I get to steal a copy. Well, I get to make a copy of a creature from their deck. I'm going to drop OG. Aw, gee. They can never know. This is our secret. This is our monkey. Uh-oh. Hey, who do you keep alive? Probably the Welcoming Vampire, because it's the smallest. Yes. Do not unspecialize it. Hey, guess what? I stole a monkey. We're gonna eat you here, and you here. Only one thing can attack the Wandering Emperor. Or sorry, the Eternal Wanderer. What did we steal? Oh, it's a land. Dog. It was a good monkey, though. It was my monkey. I have a counter spell now. If they want to replay the Goldspan Dragon, I will counter it. They used up their treasure, so it's not likely that they'll get down Velomachus. There are some spells that would let them do that. Goldspan Dragon! No! Nice. Oh. I get nothing. I was gonna get rid of Teferi, throw that back into their hand. Throw a monkey at him. It'd be great. GG. Rhys, the Redeemed! Rhys is a tokens commander who doubles your tokens by tapping and paying 6. Rhys can also just, like, make tokens. And probably the biggest thing about this commander is it only costs 1 mana, which means that you can get your Rhys species out. Turn 1. Easy. Just start spitting out those little critters. Hi, Rhys! Ooh, and an amber. That's more mana. Oh, thank goodness we have a board wipe. So we'll let our opponent get everything out of hand, and then we'll just get rid of everything. Because we're terrified. They made 1 elf. Ow, oof. I could play Lae'zel next turn. She would be really good at blocking. Here's Lae'zel! So one of the things that this deck got recently is Moonshaker Cavalry, which has also been described very, very kindly as White Craterhoof Behemoth. So now it can run White Craterhoof Behemoth and Craterhoof Behemoth. Better in multiples. We have our click here. I'm going to specialize into blue, dropping Seagate Restoration. And then on their turn, I'll be clicking. We're just going to be farewelling. Oh, hey. So we know that this is still in their library. Not that they'd be able to cast it this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, they're off by 1. Speaking of cavalry, all right, there it is. It would be tapping almost all their creatures, so I don't think it would be lethal. What are you tapping for? Yeah, this only makes a copy of a card that's in their library. Blade Splicer, cool! These guys get a little bigger, each getting 2 more +1/+1 counters. I don't even feel like I need to click. I could do it to, like, see if they have some sort of spell. So they're holding up 2 mana. So that 3 mana. They can give one of these +1/+1 by activating Rhys. Yep. I take 5. But you guys know there was a reason I kept this hand. It was a good reason to keep this hand. Against a tokens deck, sometimes board wipes are just a really, really good answer. I'm not going to attack first because I don't think it would do anything. And we are going to exile enchantments, creatures, and graveyards. You can have your Mox Amber, though. And I leave. Thanks for having good stats, Lae'zel. I appreciate you. Sauron, the Dark Lord, punishes me for casting spells by growing an orc army. And if that orc army manages to hit me, they are tempted by the ring, which allows them to discard their hand and draw 4 new cards. I'm going to keep this hand. Nice. Ooh, got a nicer turn 2 than our turn 1. Got some extra land. Hi, Sauron. Sauron's also just like a really, really strong Grixis control deck. Or you can play it more flavorful and build it as an amass deck, but most people don't do that because it's not as strong. Here's our Threben Inspector. She says, yup, that's Threben, all right. Black Market Connections allows them to pay up to 6 mana each turn. They did not get a land this turn, though. I'm going to get down Lae'zel since she's quite a beater. And I think we're going to be holding up Jawari Disruption. Not on this turn, but on the turn after. Hello, yes, Shapeshifter. What have you got? I wonder what kind of creatures they've got in this deck. Probably Nicol Bolas and some good supporting creatures. If they hit Lae'zel with a spell or ability here, she will be blinked. Go shook shook. Because she's very acrobatic. Opponent, you have 5 mana. Just short of Sauron the Dark Lord. Oh, Sauron the Dark Lord. Got him. Ooh, they'll be able to protect against my Jawari Disruption next turn. Oh, wait, hold up. Are they just playing Sauron here? Oh, they totally are. So I do not have any legendary artifacts. So I can't hit them with this polymorphous. This is an army. It's notable. I'm going to specialize into blue, dropping the Dwar Disruption. And I'm going to... I feel like I want to copy this. Yeah, I want to copy the ability. It's so cool. Yeah, Orcish Bowmaster is not a bad hit. Not a bad hit at all. I'm going to swing in with Lae'zel. You want to trade? I also hit Valky / Tybalt. Yeah, I don't want to sacrifice Lae'zel. Oh, I might end up doing that in the future. On my turn, I'm going to throw down the Orcish Bowmasters, ping them in the face. Bing! Get more chump blockers. Now, would you like to draw an extra card? Because if you do, you're getting pinged. They're down to 7 life already. Brotherhood's End. Aww. Doesn't kill Lae'zel, though. Inquisition of Kozilek's able to hit Obscura Polymorphous, Blade Splicer, or Valky. They went for Valky! They're like, I don't want you to play Tybalt, but I want to play Tybalt. And then sacrifice him to the Polymorphist. Sauron, you want to attack in? Swinging in with the Shapeshifter. They can choose to discard their hand and draw a fresh one. This is their ring bearer. It is now a legendary shapeshifter. They discarded, Bolus, Negate, Snapcaster, and Relic. They still have 3 mana. And if I can get them to 1 life, they will lose that last life to Black Market Connection. It's just really hard to do. Swinging in with Lae'zel. We block. Block some more. The 2 of them have traded. Move you back to the command zone. Do not remove the specialize, though. If you have multiple changelings, you can choose to amass onto any of them. That is correct. Blade Splicer. Helps me go wide. And I'll get them a creature in hand by exiling their shapeshifter. Or trying to. It's probably asking like, hey, do you want to sacrifice this? Do you want to kill one of these? Maybe? They didn't use a kill spell on Lae'zel, I think, because she would have gone blink. I don't think it would have been bad, though. 7 life remain. We got 3 attackers on the battlefield. Ooh, a 2 for 1! Or like a 1 and 1/2 for 1. Nice. I like Prismari Command. Do you pay the 6? You should always pay the 6. My personal philosophy is you should always pay the 6. But going to 1 life here? Maybe not the best idea. Okay, so they paid 3. They drew a card and made a treasure. Coax! Thank you for the 3-month resub!
DID someone say pay the 6.
The only thing you ever talk about in chat is paying the 6 and how good it is to pay the 6. They have enough mana to replay Sauron. So here he is. Don't mind me. That seems like a good card to have. 4 life remain. Going to 3 life. Yeah, I just have that Hall of Storm Giants. Don't mind me. Not causing problems at all. Have 4 life left. Time to pay the 6. Time to pay the 6. Beseech the mirror. Nah. I don't know what you're tutoring for, but I don't want to see it. They could have bargained the connections, yeah, to stop themselves from losing life, and they didn't. That actually would have been a really cool move. Yeah, I think they probably would have gone for Sheoldred. Nice. It also gets them the 1 ring. True. And getting the 1 ring gives them protection. Which doesn't stop this. I am surprised they didn't bargain this. Unless they already had, like, they were planning on getting Sheoldred and then they could draw cards, and drawing the cards with Sheoldred is just good stuff. 2 life remain. Lae'zel's like, you could play me. I could. I could play you. I'm not gonna. Solemn Simulacrum! They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Glorybringer! Do you swing in? And exert? Killing my Blade Slicer before I can? Swift Spiral it. Cool. I am going to Midnight Clock, Bing Bong Ding Dong. Play a 4/4 flyer. With Ward. You go to 1. You have a flyer, but it's tapped. Can you take out my twins? I didn't think so. Good game, Sauron! Yenna, Redtooth Regent. This is a commander I'm planning on playing pretty soon, too. Yenna copies enchantments, and specifically likes to copy auras. You can only make a copy of something that you don't already have 2 copies of on the battlefield, though, which means that you gotta get creative when it comes to Yenna, making your first token copies using Yenna, and then duplicating those copies through other means, like, you know, token duplicators. There's a lot of good enchantments in these colors. That's all you need to know. And we have our own enchantments. Hi, puppy. I'm an enchantment too. You would dare play an arcane signet? Die, signet. No ramp allowed. First blood. Love you, Loran. She's like, shh, I'm looking at the soup. They cultivate. That ramps and gets them definitely playing Yenna if they want to next turn. Doot, doot. Snowy. I don't really feel like I need Teferi or Wandering Emperor. So I am going to play this. Name blue. A land is okay, but I'm going to scry it down anyway. Midnight Clock. I now have enough mana for Eternal Wanderer next turn. If I would like to, just as an example, blink Loran to destroy Felidar Retreat. It's like just a thing I could do. Oh, I could also exile it using you, or bounce it back into your hand using you. We got so many different options. Because I've got the Eternal Wanderer, I'm going to use the Eternal Wanderer. I am going to blink Loran.
You're coming with me.
Destroy Felidar Retreat. And they leave the game. Aw. I mean, yeah, I guess an enchantment stack against enchantment destruction every turn is not really a game. Up against Korvold, Fey-Cursed King. Sacrificer of many permanents. This hand is okay, but it feels like it's missing something on turn 1, turn 2. Something to really get us ahead of our opponent. This is a lot better. I've got these 2 lands here that will come in tapped if I play them beyond turn 1 or 2. So we're going to start with these. So Korvold gets bigger every time you sacrifice a permanent. And on top of that, draws you a card. Sacrifice a treasure, draw a card. Sacrifice a creature, draw a card. And Korvold, upon entering the battlefield or attacking, makes you sacrifice a permanent. Which, yes, you can sacrifice Korvold. And if you do sacrifice Korvold, this is important, you will draw a card. I just love it. It's like, yeah, still draws a card. So they know about the Jawari Disruption in our hand, but it might be enough to just slow them down. I think I'll go for Lae'zel. Swinging for 4 damage a turn. I don't think that they would want to play Korvold on turn 4. So Korvold, because of that sacrificing, like, you don't want to be sacrificing your lands or your early ramp, because it means if I do have removal for Korvold, you're really setting yourself back. It's Crucius! Crucius allows them to discard and makes a treasure token. Also gives you a spell of greater or lesser cost than whatever you happen to drop. Cool Facebreaker. Ah, with such expedience! I am going to go into blue! Because I want to steal your creatures. Is this the best move? It's my favorite move, so it's the one we're gonna do. Lae'zel specializes into blue in the Illithid Thrall. Mindslavers. What are we hitting? Gallagreeters. Oh, I love Gallagreeters. What a cute card. I will name white on this land. I will scry. I went first, so I have to scry. What are you looking at my lands? Huh? What are you guys looking at, huh? Ooh, Charming Prince. Lets me do more crime. And I'll swing for 6. Bing! Bong! Excellent bing bong. Now I could see Korvold coming down. Korvold lands. They sacrifice Ironcrag. Sure. Bye, Ironcrag. He's Craig. Craig is full of swords. Cankerbloom swings in. They could also sacrifice this if I have a artifact or enchantment, or if they just want to proliferate. Another treasure. Seems good to me. Oh, ambitious. Getting something that costs more than 0. Wow, more than 0 in this economy? That's wild and crazy. Cavalier of Dawn. May I turn your Korvold into a 3/3? I like getting treasure. It means I'm closer to that Cyclonic Rift. I want one thing, it's to steal Yo Girl. I want to steal Yo Girl with Yo Girl. Me. Yo Girl. And we attack again for 3! Go get him! The reason I couldn't attack first is because with those treasure sacrifices, they could have made Korvold much bigger. They're down to 11 life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Does mean they could replay Korvold, though I'm not sure if they'd want to. No, they'd rather Binding the Old Gods. If they target Lae'zel, we blink her. She goes, shwa! We get more crime, and we win the game. GG, Korvold. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. If there's another companion from Baldur's Gate you'd like to see me brew, let me know. This was an existing deck, so it just needed a couple of upgrades to help spruce it up, but I'm definitely interested in building some other companions. Maybe Shadowheart is in our future, and you can even pick which colors you'd like to see them. Also, because we have all these brand new Wilds of Eldraine commanders, let me know if there's one of those you'd like to see me brew. I've got a couple of them on my docket, and I'm looking forward to building maybe some tapping, maybe some cloning enchantments. There's a lot of good stuff that I haven't tried yet. Thank you again so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.